Hello everybody, this is YSGuru, Japan Gaming, and welcome back to Maria, Kimitachi ga Umareta wake. In the last episode we were looking in the computer database and found some deleted data about a lady that had died at the hospital. And just as I was looking at the computer, I got called into the office. And apparently there's rumors going around the hospital that I gave the music box to Maria as a present. So that, you know, the doctor here, our hero, has a thing for the girl, like wanting to date her or something. So the head of the hospital is wondering what's going on, and he wants to talk to us about it. But he shrugs it off and says, yeah, I figured it was a rumor of some kind. You know, even though Maria requested the music box be delivered. But yeah, he just had to check that we weren't having an affair with the girl, since she's 16 years old, and our main character here is 26 years old. So, 10-year gap there, which I guess these days isn't really all that big of a gap, to be honest. I know a lot of people in relationships with pretty large age gaps. But yeah, welcome back to the series, everybody. Hope you've been watching the whole thing from the beginning, because if not, it's kind of pointless to watch this episode without watching the others, because I'm just going to continue on with the story. So thanks for joining me. I think this game is fairly short, so we're probably going to only have maybe 1 or 2 more episodes after this one for the conclusion, I'm thinking. 時間が欲しい。せめてもう少し時間だ. So as you remember, the chapter title of this one, which was the last episode, was what he wanted more time. You know, we really need more time to solve this mystery, and we've only got a week, actually less, I think now, before Maria leaves the hospital. So, if you remember, I'm walking down the hall here, and this is Maria's teacher from Maria's school. In the second episode, I think it was, we went to visit her school, and the teacher there showed us the picture of Set, the Egyptian god that she had painted. And now the teacher is here. She's actually coming to visit Maria, seeing how Maria's doing and if she's ready to come back to school, and also going to stop by and see the doctor, which is us. But yeah, this thing is actually, this is pretty common in Japan. Teachers and classmates even will go to visit other students in the hospital, you know, if they're sick, or, you know, if something happened and they're having an overnight or, you know, a few days in the hospital. Actually, classmates and students and teachers will visit their friends in the hospital in Japan, which is really nice. So as a teacher, she came to the hospital here to visit Maria and see how Maria was doing. And now she came to our office to talk a bit, and all we can offer her is some coffee in a beaker, which isn't a big deal since we have beakers and things like that, so that's not the greatest way to treat a guest, but hey, I think he's just kind of joking there. But she said, Jitsu wa sensei, she came here because she has brought something for us. What is that? 彼女のロッカー. Oh, so this was in the girls' locker. So this was in Maria's locker at school. And it looks like a broken statue or something. And she says she's not sure about it, but she thought she would bring it to the doctor here and give it to us. Because maybe it had some significance or something, and maybe it would help on our trying to help Maria. Maybe it would strike some of her memories. You know, because she has some kind of memory loss from her shock and everything. the teacher's wondering if she was being picked on at school, maybe. You know, warui itazura, like maybe students were picking on her at school or something, and because she's kind of an odd girl. But I don't think so, to be honest. I think Maria's good, and this teacher's pretty nice, too. And she's heading out. So we have a new clue now. We have this statue. This broken statue. And you know what? That looks pretty suspicious. Like the pieces that are missing are the exact pieces, those chunks of broken glass from a few episodes ago that Maria used to murder Takano's father, and also she used to cut herself, etc., etc. So it looks like this broken statue has something to do with those broken pieces, those shards that we've been finding. So we're going to go show it to Maria. And you know what? I have some bad vibes going here. Ya, Maria-chan. Doshita no? She's listening to the music box, because she says it always relaxes her when she listens to the tune of the music box. By the way, I realized that this tune, this music box tune, is the same one from the introduction screen of the game. It's actually a little creepy, to be honest. But if it calms her down, hey. But yeah, she says she feels peaceful and everything when she listens to the music. I wonder if that's something that can trigger Osiris, maybe, the good one, because it would be really nice to talk to Osiris inside Maria instead of Horus or Set, since those are the two violent ones that are just messing with everything. Honestly, maybe it was Horus that did the murdering, I'm thinking now, instead of Set. She's wondering about the man that killed her father. And of course, that would be our hero's father here. You know, and Takano says nothing. He's been, you know, keeping it a secret, kind of, that it was his father that was at the house, and his father was the one that was part of it. Until he knows the truth, he still doesn't know, you know, why his father was there or involved, because his father was a good man. And so he's announcing here, we have something for you to look at, Maria, from school. You want to go back to school soon, right? I heard your teacher came to visit you, and anyway, she brought something, you know, to show you. And maybe it'll help you remember something. So here it is. I got some bad vibes, guys. Whenever we show Maria something, she gets the headache and something terrible always happens. Sensei, これってもしかして this thing? Maria Zo, statue of Maria. You know, the actual Maria statue herself. Oh great, what's gonna happen?
What, Maria-chan?
Oh no.
大丈夫か？おい。マリアちゃん、マリア。
Whoa. So she's remembering what happened that day. So Takano's father didn't kill her father. The statue fell on his head. Kimi wa mite ita. I saw what you did. Kya. I'm not good at doing a girl's voice. Kya, dosta Maria-chan? Ah, daijoubu ka? Are you okay? What's wrong? Sensei, watashi, I saw it. What did you see? What is it that you saw? I was hiding behind the flowers when he had an argument with somebody. So she's actually remembering. Is like, do you remember exactly what happened? Tashikani, 11 years ago, that was my mother's birthday. Her father was in the study, and she was playing kakurembo, which is hide and seek. And her father had bought a giant thing of roses for her mother, because it was her mother's birthday. And for that present was the giant bin of roses, and she was hiding behind it as a 5-year-old child to play hide and seek. And then a man entered the room, and I made a cut here, guys, sorry about that, but basically we had about a 10-minute conversation here of Maria explaining exactly what happened in that cutscene. So there was really no point leaving it in. She said, she saw the argument, she saw the fight. The strange man that she didn't know pushed her father because they were arguing about something in a file. And the statue of Maria, the Maria statue, fell off the top, hit her father on the head, knocked him out, maybe killed him, gave him a concussion there. And then sort of everything went black there, because that was the moment that maybe Horus took over. The shock and the sudden panic in Maria, Horus took over, and she took the shards of glass and killed the other person, who is the father of Takano-sensei here, the other man. She picked up the shard, and she doesn't remember after that, but yeah, in the cutscene, she picked it up and stabbed him to death, it looks like. And then probably as Horus, she went and buried the corpse. And then the police came and found her parents were dead. So that's good to know, that our hero's father is not actually a murderer. It was an accident. They were arguing over something, and it was a total accident that the statue fell on his head. And yeah, a statue like that would probably cause serious injury, either major concussion or death. Either that, or maybe Horus himself killed both of them, I don't know. But yeah, she still doesn't know who the man was, that was with her father. And when she came to and realized it, he was dead as well. So this whole conversation, she's basically just explaining her side of the story, what we saw in that cutscene, basically. So I didn't think it was necessary to leave the whole thing in. Takano is asking about her mother now. What happened to your mother at that time? And she says she can't remember. Her mother was not in the room. Mo hitori no otoko ga. But there was another man. There was another man in the house with the stranger that was arguing with my father. So we've got one more mystery person here. I'm surprised Maria survived all this. So we had 3 men in the house and the mom. All of them were killed except for Maria, and Maria is the only witness. And she's having trouble, remembering exactly what happened because she was 5 years old, and I'm sure it all happened really quick. But seeing the statue brought it back, and yeah, those shards that we found in the previous few episodes definitely came from that broken statue. She said her parents were good people and didn't do anything wrong, and so she's not quite sure what the squabble was about. From her memories, it wasn't violent, and that the stranger was somebody that her father knew somehow. Of course, once again, the stranger is Takano's father. I know I keep repeating myself, but trying to keep all the information straight in my head and trying to keep the explanation of the story as clear as I can so it's understandable for everybody. But yeah, it's good to know that our hero here, his father, was not the murderer. However, the argument is interesting. What were they kind of arguing about? There was obviously no intent for murder necessarily, because afterward he asked him, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Is there something wrong?" And so they, must have been friends. Maria's asking him, what are you looking so worried about? And of course he's talking in his head here, about his father and why his father was there, why this had to happen, and why his father was arguing with her father. And why was Maria's parents killed in the first place, both of them? And who was this other person? Semete Maria Okasan, somehow information about the mother's death since she wasn't in the room, but... And then Maria said something about this other man. Could this other man have been the one that silenced the mother? It's like, I need to know. I don't have enough information. Who could this be? Dareda. Sensei? You're starting to zone out again. Sorry, Maria. It seems these days I am zoning out more than you are. Maria, you've changed quite a bit. She's surprised he said that, and she's getting braver. She wants to know the truth also. Whereas in the beginning, she was just afraid of everything and she didn't want to know. But, now she's kind of interested and wants to know. She was afraid to know the truth, but now she really wants to know, what happened that day and all the details and, who the real culprit is. And she's saying she's getting really tired, thinking about her past, talking about her past. She's getting tired and... uh-oh. Oh, great. Another headache. My head, it hurts. Are you okay? It's different. It's not the same as usual. Hisashiburi da na, sensei. Long time no see, teacher. Kimi wa? You? Watashi wa Osiris. Do you remember me? That day we had a pretty important talk about Maria. Daiji no hanashi? What was it? Well, before I remind you, let me tell you something. Are you going to go to the police with all this information? Not necessarily planning on it until he knows the truth. So you're still looking for a devil or a demon, the bad person that's part of this.
最後まで君らしいね。
That's just like you
最後までって
in the end. Yep, to the end, he's gonna find the truth, not give up.
私がここにいる必要はもうない。
It looks like I am not needed anymore. Maria's in good hands.
過去を取り戻し、自分自身が誰なのかを。
マリアは誰なのかだって
Who is Maria, really?
君とも今日が最後だね。
This is the last time we will meet.
変な感じだな
It's kind of strange.
マリアを頼む。
I leave Maria to you.
じゃ
オシリスマリア
Osiris. So does that mean Osiris left? Maria. Okay, so apparently Osiris said that I'm not needed anymore. And I'm going to leave Maria in your hands from this point on. So the Osiris version of Maria, like, voluntarily left or something? Which is definitely not a good thing. Because Osiris was like the only good, or seemed like the good one that was there in Maria. And Osiris was the one that, helped save Maria's life. So he's going through the points here. Why was my father there at the house? What did they talk about? Why did the two argue at Maria's house? Why did he even enter Maria's house? What was the discussion? And then the key must be this other person that Maria noticed in the house. But remember, she was playing Kakurembo. She was hiding. So this third man that she's mentioning didn't notice her, perhaps. So he's thinking of making a call to a journalist friend of his. Gotta use our connections here, right? Moshi moshi. So from the newspaper, this is possibly a friend of his from the newspaper because, yeah, you can always get dirt on people if you call the newspaper, right? But basically, we need to find out who deleted that girl's name from the database, Sachiko, the hospital mistake. And so he's asking this journalist friend of his if he can dig deeper and figure out what happened, on that day. Why the person died, why they've been deleted from the database here at the hospital. What was the hospital's mistake that killed the person, and why is it being covered up? Because, that's a major clue in this story. Somebody's trying to cover something up, and actually it's starting to become a little clear, I think. Somehow maybe Maria's father, found out about the cover-up and had proof. So whoever it is that did the cover-up, trying to hide the truth, that person is eliminating everybody that knew about it, to eliminate the witnesses, basically. And sadly, Maria's father and mother were somehow intertwined with that and accidentally learned the truth, perhaps. But this journalist is going to send us some mail with the information that he has about the jiken, or the incident 12 years ago with the mysterious death at the hospital and its cover-up. Yeah, this whole cover-up theme seems to be a key here. So this, I'm surprised this story is actually quite well written, like a Sherlock Holmes novel. It would probably make a really good book. You've got the hospital involved now, Maria and her parents, and then suddenly the doctor's father, is related to the incident with Maria, and, everybody's connected somehow. So, hey, I guess we get to use our computer again, which should be fun. Not. I'm not a fan of Rainbows 98. Microsoft, one of my least favorite developers. Mail ga arimasu. We have new mail. From, definitely a mysterious from person. You can see the date there. That's like one of the dates. This game was, released around 1998. So, Burna-san, 37 years old. So this is the death of Maria's parents, and the grandmother too was 64. Maria was 5 years old. Those are the numbers you can see there. From the Fire Journalist, the Flaming Journalist. What a great nickname for hiding your identity. Oh, wow. I have a ton of email. There was like only 2 email when I first used this computer, like episode 2. Okay, guys, I read all the email. There was a bunch of email from somebody called Break, which is the name of the developer of this game. And the email was hints. There was actually a bunch of email hints there. Basically, the clues that I've discovered so far in the game were in the mail from somebody called Break, which if you look at the very first episode, that's just the developer of this game. So here we have all the characters involved and data on all of them. So yeah, this is Maria's father here, 37 years old. Let me take a look at some of these. There's, the teacher is there. This is Maria's mother. She's French. Tsutsui Berna. So wait, is she the one that died at the hospital? No, it can't be. There's our hero's father, of course, who is at Maria's house at the time of the incident. But his corpse was hidden, so his involvement was unknown. Here's the Nikolai Levy from France, but came back to Japan as kind of a surrogate father when Maria's grandmother died. So wait, hold on. Was it Maria's grandmother that died here in the hospital, and that's the cover-up? Was her name Sachiko? Here we have the 3 object clues, but we've seen those. Let's see, relationships, how things are connected. So here's Maria's 3 personalities. Here's Horace, who's apparently triggered by the music box. There's Set, the violent one who's triggered by the picture. Osiris is here in the middle, the more calm one that was triggered by the statue, the broken statue of Maria. But apparently Osiris is gone now. Osiris is a he. He was the father. I guess a kind, loving father, apparently. But Osiris is going to leave Maria in our hands now. ISIS is the girl. Not the terrorist group, but ISIS is actually a Egyptian deity, a female. I still haven't... Let's see, is there anything on the internet that I can use here? So there's like an explanation of Rainbows 98 here from Microsoft, and it just tells how to use it. There is a search button. No new mail. This is that welcome. Yeah, I'm not sure if there were moments in the game where I could have actually used this computer again, because suddenly I had like 6 emails that were brand new. But all of them were just from break, and they were just clues that I had already unlocked. Maria no namae, Maria. He didn't realize, but recently, the way the journalist did the name, he did Maria in katakana instead of hiragana. And we got a new mail. So that's significant, guys. It may not be understandable for foreigners, but he always thought that Maria's name was written in katakana, which you use usually to write foreign words or a foreign person's name. But her name, Maria, is actually written in hiragana. And up until now, he didn't even notice that mistake. Okay, this is information about the miss, the hospital miss. And all it is some rumors, since it was covered up and the data is missing. So I read all those letters a few more times, but yeah, there's something with Maria's name now. Like, there's been a mistake. We've been assuming it was katakana, which is foreign, but her name is written the Japanese way, Maria, in hiragana. So there are 2 ways to write her name, and that is actually quite significant in the Japanese language. It does make a difference. And this detective guy showed up again. If you remember, he was in the 2nd episode. He's wondering if we've gotten any new information from Maria. I'm going to play dumb here and say no, because I'm not sure if I can trust this guy. I'm assuming he's trustworthy because he did help us find Maria in the 2nd episode. She was at the graveyard honoring her parents' death on the anniversary of their death. But he's asking us some questions of if we found any new information about Maria's parents, how they died, who the killer was. I wonder if this detective knows anything about the hospital cover-up. Missing link. He's trying to find the missing link between all, the information that he's gathered over the years. Because remember, he started working on this 11 years ago, I guess. But once again, our hero is talking to himself, not revealing about his father's involvement. Even though now he knows his father is innocent, he's still keeping that information to himself. I can ask him, what is your real motive for coming to the hospital today? Kind of interrogating him here. Mokuteki desu ka? I wanted to check on my mother's illness since she's here at the hospital. So this guy's older, so his mother must be even older. But of course his main purpose was to find out some more information about Maria's parents' death. Oh, now we're going to ask him about the miss. So I asked the detective about the hospital mistake in the missing data, and he said he didn't have any information about that, but he's definitely going to look at it. And we talked a little bit more, and I made a cut, but he left. He left the hospital, and he's going to look up, see if he can find any dirt or information about this deleted information. And while we were thinking, the phone rings.
Hi, Takano です。
大変だ。神田院長が院長室で倒れた。
院長が。
The president,
わかりました。すぐ行きます。
the head doctor has fallen.
院長が
That's the old man with the glasses. Apparently he helped him
倒
when
れた
he was sick and here as a child.
僕の恩人が
You know, when his father died. Remember, Takano was young too when his father died. Like
院
Maria.
長突然倒れたんだ
Suddenly he collapsed.
院長
静かに
なんだ、順まで。
Be quiet,
みんな大げさだ
June.
な
You're all making too much of
日和
a,
扱いは困るよ。
big deal about this.
院長
I know we keep saying Incho, but that's sort of, head of the hospital is Incho. Okay, well, things are picking up suddenly. We've got the Incho passing out or something. But yeah, everybody, want to thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Maria. And we'll be continuing the story after this point in the next episode. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next chapter. I think we're on chapter 6. We'll see you all then. じゃあ皆さん、またね